If I was an outsider in, basically, what I would want to ask me is, okay, Michelle, keep it real with me. At what moment did you know that basically your whole thing wasn't structurally sound? At what moment? Yo, let me tell you something. You could really call me the modern day Cinderella because I really believed in a dream. And that's exactly what I made this whole situation. I made it like my dream. You know, I fantasized about an escape route, a way to escape the toxic situation and make a way for myself in life. And I went out and I bought a camper. Yes, I did. I did buy a camper. And I thought that that was going to be my chariot to my salvation. And yes, it was hard for me to admit to myself that what I put my blood, sweat, and tears and everything into was not what I thought it was going to be. And that's just the truth. I guess if you want me to keep it real, I think the moment that I came to terms, or the first moment where I got that little tinge of like, oh, wow. But I kind of like pushed back my gut instinct and I was like, no. Don't invite doubt in your life. Don't, you know, you went this far. You made this decision. You left. You did it. You know, like you did it. You're out here like, you know, the camper's here. It's physically here, you know. I guess that moment was when I went on Instagram Live. There was a young girl who brought her dad on, and her dad had experience with my particular camper style. And she was concerned about the creaking sound in the camper. Now, I was concerned about it too, but I thought maybe it was because I was heavy, you know, because I am a curvier girl. I thought because I was heavy, maybe the plastic was just not meant to support somebody my size. And he was like, no, you know, honestly, I have experience with this style of camper. And, you know, when I pulled up that floor, because it's such a small space, you know, water kind of seeps everywhere. You have the sink right there and the toilet right there, and then you're just standing right here. And that's true. That's exactly how my bathroom is. He saw it. And, you know, he said when I pulled it up, it was dry rot because of the moisture down there. And that was what was creating the sound. And I had to replace all that. So, boom, I'm like, wow. So I go to the bathroom and I'm starting to check again, and I'm really, really looking at how slightly. And now I'm putting different boxes to see how the plastic bends. And then now I'm going on YouTube and I'm looking up how to determine dry rot and damage. And then boom, that's when I'm faced with that. And I'm like, I had almost a panic attack in this camper. I was like, wow, if I realistically have to pull up that floor, I don't know what I'm doing. And that is way above my pay grade. I do not know how to do that. That is way too far. I've been able to fight the funk and push and DIY here and there, you know. And honestly, I should have seen it the moment that the roof needed to be patched. That's when I should have seen that there should have been water damage. And water damage in a camper, in a 1982 style camper, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. And I should have known, but you know what? I wanted to believe in the dream, honestly. This was my survival mobile. This was my home on wheels, and this was going to be my chariot to get me out of any situation. You do not understand. I went through 7 homes during COVID. Okay? During the worst of it. It was not easy. It was terrifying. Your girl did not know what she was doing. You know how many times I was stuck stranded in truck stops because my car battery would not start because I needed a new battery. And all I could hope for, and I didn't have no jumper cables. I had no money to get jumper cables. And I was sitting here like, to this day, I still don't have them. Like, it's crazy. I don't have any way to start the battery. And now that I'm worried that my alternator doesn't work, like, I just sit here and I worry about all these things. And I'm like, yo, why didn't I see the truth? Why was I so blindsided? I wanted to believe in this so badly. I wanted to like believe that finally I could be free. And realistically, I avoided all the signs. And every time I saw a comment and every time I saw a suggestion, I was like, and I was secretly, guys, I would secretly go in there and then I would check. And then now I'm touching the ceiling and feeling soft spots everywhere. The bed, that brace that I needed to build, the wood underneath that is soft. That's why I needed to build the brace. Underneath that is just installation. There's no structural foundation. The only thing holding me up is those braces. Realistically, how long can that last? There's soft spots in all the wood underneath the cabinets, underneath the sinks, in the bathrooms, in the cubby holes, everywhere. When I pulled up that wall and now I'm DIYing it with mosaic stuff, that wall is still soft. The ceiling above it is still soft where the roof was patched. There is damage up there. There is damage. I know it. I know it. I confirmed all the signs. It's a classic, it's a textbook case, honestly. But I was in denial because I didn't want to believe that what I put everything into was gone. This wasn't for luxury. I sit here and I try to look cute because I'm trying to get myself out of a dark space, you know? People don't want to talk about that, and they don't want to talk about depression. And sometimes when you are in a hard time in your life, you feel so down and you feel so embarrassed, and you have people laughing at you, and you have people in your life that, and you know what, I'm going to be honest. I grew up in a very religious household. So all my life, I was raised that, you know, anything that's not normal is a sin, and it is a curse, and it is a demon that needs to be overcome, and, you know, that's just bad, and, you know, this, that, and the third. And I remember, like, let me just tell you that there's stories that I've been through. And, you know, little fun fact about me is that I wanted to be a Sunday school teacher. I remember going to Sunday school and learning about God and learning about how, you know, he was all loving and we were created on his image, and all he did, you know, and gave his only son and all of that, you know. I was baptized, confirmed, like, I did my confirmation, all of that, you know. I really, really loved it. And then I remember when I just decided to live my truth and how I was received after that. And I will never forget the conversation that I was pulled into, where they were like, the priest was like, the act itself is a sin. So if you act on it, that is the sin that you need to repent for. So being told all your life, and then after, you know, I came out at such a young age. I started living my truth at such a young age, at 13, that I was still young, honestly. Like, guys, I was so young. I was still watching Arthur every morning before I would go to school. I still wanted to mix my cereals. I was so innocent. I really liked the Power Rangers, and like, I just was really like childish still, and like, I was young. And you know, being out in the street and being told that it's because, you know, you're a sin, you sort of equivalent everything bad happening in your life, and you're like, okay, well, I was warned this is a sin, and now I am paying the price, and that's what it is, you know. And I took my penance and I bared it, and I sat there and I apologized for it, and I felt bad about my existence. I felt like this, like, who would choose this life to just feel like a burden and to bear this cross? And I'm like, the fact that I feel like who I am, even though I'm going through all of this means that I'm really this way. This means that this is who I am. Because who would choose this life? So blame me for fantasizing for a life better. For not wanting to end up in the street. For not wanting to have to put up with bad behavior anymore. I was so tired of putting up with bad behavior. There is so many silent crosses I have to bear. Nobody will know the full extent of my pain because I hold back. Trust. You guys cannot handle my life story written in a book. Because that would be a book that would be so hard to read, like A Child Called It. Okay? That book, A Child Called It, made me realize that I wasn't the only one that was going through something really, really bad. And I cannot compare my experiences to that child. I cannot compare it. But I sympathized with it. It is not to talk bad. I have my relationship with a higher power that connects me with a purpose. And I'm using my voice and I'm using my experience to serve my purpose, to create a way for people to exist in a world and still feel like they have the right to live and feel like they don't have to walk in life apologizing for their existence, because we all have a right to live. Okay? So now the plan has changed. Okay? And now I'm going to tell you how we're going to get out of this. We can't get too attached, you know? Sometimes in life, we paint a pretty picture of how things want to look, how we want it to look. And that's not how it works, baby. And I'm sorry. That really is unfortunate, but that's the world that we live in, baby. But we're already out in the wilderness. Okay? So now, even if we got to rub two sticks together and make it all the way to the top, baby, that's exactly what we're going to do. So now, at this point, the camper realistically has to be gutted. That's just the truth. It is a lemon. It is not structurally sound. It has to be gutted and rebuilt. Your girl do not have the coin for that. We will get to that later. So right now, the camper is to be made comfortable, and then honestly, realistically trying to find a way to, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not going to even sit here. I'm thinking relocating, but, you know, still not having a job and all of this. You know, your girl went from having, honestly, your girl went from having 3.5 jobs, because one was part-time, okay, to like not being able to find one. But you know what? We're not going to paint that narrative anymore, because I'm tired of the victim mentality. I had my grieving period. I let go of that dream, but now I have to reassess my dream. And now it's time to come back to square one. And it doesn't mean that we beat ourselves up anymore, because I've already had that biggest pity party in the House of Realness. Trust me. Harvey, Fireman John, Christy, they are all angry. Also, Nomi and Paulina, that's her name. They're all over it. They're like so over that. So I am going back to square one, and that leads up to what I am talking about. I started a PayPal pool. The reason why I went that route is because, you know, GoFundMe, they take a cut. And honestly, if I'm going to be asking for donations, and I truly, truly do appreciate it, I want to make sure that I'm getting every single dollar, and your money is going to exactly what it's going to, which is to get me a new home and to get me a new situation that can better, you know, assess this, because realistically, my truck couldn't even haul this. So, you know, if this means that I have to sell this and that and put the money combined to get something new, and, you know, well, used new, you know, let's be real, used new, then, you know, that's just the truth. And your girls, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop looking for a job. Not at all. This means that I definitely need to look for one more now. And also, if you choose not to donate, that's fine too. But more than ever, your girl's trying to get monetized on YouTube. Your girl's trying to continue to make the House of Realness grow. So your likes, your thumbs up, your notification bells, your comments, those all count. So continue to support me, please, because we are going to continue going on, and your girl got a couple of tricks up her sleeve. Don't worry, we still got content coming up, and just because we have to reassess and come back to square one doesn't mean that, look, honestly, we made the biggest decision of our life. We decided to make a decision for us and leave. And just because our first route didn't go as planned, that doesn't mean we roll over and stop. Not at all. Right, Pukey? I mean, honestly, Honestly, like, it doesn't stop here. We are going to take lemons and turn it into lemonade, baby. Lemonade. And we are going to build an even better dream. So, also, on that note, please, save the best for last. I want to talk about a group of people that have come together, and the group is called Group Me. That's why I chose to use the word group. A group of people that have come together as a community on that platform. Honestly, it was that group that came up together and were able to get me the solar panels for my camper. Those solar panels were on back order, so those solar panels will be still arriving the 16th. I want you guys to know that I will show you everything, receipts, because I want you to know that that is what it went to and that was the purpose. And I want you to see that the magic that you guys all came together and got that for me truly was a blessing. And it's that magic that honestly makes me believe that, you know, this isn't where it stops. You know, I don't just stop here, and I'm not just stuck here. Your girl is going to make it out of here, and we are going to achieve those heights that we wanted to achieve, because we have the right to achieve those, because we are worthy. Let me repeat that, guys, and I want you to repeat that with me right now. I do not care if you feel embarrassed. I do not care, because this is a moment that we're sharing. We are worthy of any dream that we want to achieve. And we have the right to want it and achieve it, no matter how we have to get there. Period. Okay? It doesn't stop here, guys. The House of Realness has created magic. I see the camaraderie. I see all the beauty that has come out of this community. And we cannot allow that magic and that light to dim, because that light is necessary in this climate. That light is needed. I have seen so many walks of life in the House of Realness. If you have not had the privilege to witness one of my lives on Instagram where I add people onto the live, you'll be surprised who comes on there. And honestly, I want to do more of those. Your girl needed to go through her grieving period. I had my boo-hoos, my shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and now your girl has put yourself together. The hair is fluffed, the eyeliner on fleek, the skin is flawless, the color is looking popping, the skirt is popping, and we are out here living our best life, because life does not stop here, okay? Life does not stop here. And I may be sitting here with a painted smile upon my face, and it may feel fake right now, but I promise you that there's a little light inside of me, and it's called the House of Realness, baby. You feel that little light that's dwindling there? Well, that light is going to ignite, and then it's going to turn into a fire, okay? And there's nothing that's going to stop us, okay? Let me tell you that. So watch out, because building the dream 2.0 is going to be even better than that. And that's not even throwing shade. That's just putting out into the universe what is owed to us, baby. What is owed to us. I know what you're wondering. How did she get those lights in her hair? Baby, that's the magic. That's the magic, baby. That's the magic. That's all you need to know. The iconic leaf is back, of course, because your girl had to come back to her roots. So I'm going to leave y'all there, and we're going to continue on. Honestly, thank you for Group Me. Thank you if you support my PayPal link. I'm going to put the link down below of my PayPal if you choose to donate. If not, still give your girl a thumbs up. You watched this far, so why not? Like, come on. As well, like, we might as well go there. Like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Like, you watched this far. Even if you leave a hate comment, I'll find a way to delete that. I mean, no shade, but we don't like negativity in here. And we're going to keep it pushing forward. But still give a thumbs up, you know. You watched this far. No, but all jokes aside, I know I'd be rambling, but I love you guys. And I appreciate you so, so much. And we are going to continue on. Okay, look at what my house is. Imagine what it's going to look like, guys. Imagine what it's going to look like. And don't get it mistaken. Your girl got story times. Your girl got cooking. Your girl got DIYs. Your girl got fashion tips. Your girl got life hacks. Your girl got it all. So don't ever sleep on me, baby. Don't ever sleep on anybody in the House of Realness, because like my lives, it's a mixed bag of nuts and you don't know what you're gonna get. And that is always the energy that we need, because we constantly keep them on their toes. All right, we always reinvent. We never give up here in the House of Realness. So let's repeat this again, because I need y'all to understand that even though tears may flow through my eyes, even though I'm sitting here mourning a loss of something that was, that means that I am ready for something better and greater. And I want you guys to know that too. You are ready for something greater and better, because you deserve it. Period. I love you guys. Peace out, House of Realness.